In Fayetteville, that area, Joyce Boulevard and College Avenue, you've probably been stuck in traffic. There's quite a few accidents there as well.
Yeah, congestion is a problem there. That's why the city plans to use millions of dollars in grant money to find a solution. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach is joining us live with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Joe, Tiffany. Well, the 2.2-mile stretch of East Joyce Boulevard, that's between North Crossover Road and North Steel Boulevard, has been identified by the city as a high-end traffic corridor with a lot of injuries. There were 600 crashes reported along that stretch just between 2018 and 2022. And now the city is taking proposed steps to improve it. Let's show you that map of what the proposed plan is coming from out of the city. This is a multi-phase project, but as you can see on your screen, roundabouts are being proposed. Those could replace traffic signals at key intersections, including Vantage Drive and Old Missouri Road, with the goal of reducing high-speed crashes and improving traffic flow along those streets. Additional sidewalks, crosswalks, and raised medians are also part of the proposed plan. Another intersection the city is focused on is at Joyce Boulevard and College Avenue. Now, while officially under RDOT jurisdiction, city leaders say safety there does remain a concern.
We're somewhat limited on what we can do there. We are looking at adding pedestrian access there. It's just really difficult to cross the road and dangerous for pedestrians. So we have some improvements there.
City leaders say this section of Joyce Boulevard is just the first phase of the project. Construction is expected to begin in 2027. And for the other phases, the city is still working to gain funding for those, with construction expected to begin sometime after 2027. Live in Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Claire. Well, we are taking a look at storm damage across the River Valley after storms rolled through on Monday morning. The National Weather Service has confirmed an EF1 tornado touched down in Ozark. The storm caused damage to some homes and downed trees and power lines. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported. The storms also hit farmers pretty hard.
Yeah, one Ozark peach farm is now cleaning up at Paxton Orchard. Ricky there saying that the tornado ripped part of the roof off his barn and left quite a mess. The damage goes beyond the buildings, though. This year's peach crop was already hurting after a late freeze.
When you do get some peaches, you cherish them. You know, you really want to try to get all you can get out of them. And when you go to losing peaches and you lose a tree, then it's kind of like, you know, that's one of my babies.
Well, Paxton says that he will start moving things out of the barn to prevent more damage.
Also saying he's hoping for a better harvest next time around. Well, a Washington County jury has found Casey Jennings guilty of killing his ex-girlfriend, Allison Castro.
The jury will now decide this week if he will be sentenced to the death penalty. Jennings was found guilty on all charges, including capital murder, evidence of tampering, and abuse of a corpse. He was arrested back in 2022. Prosecutors argued Jennings used a 12-gauge shotgun to kill Castro and later dismembered her body. They later showed evidence of Jennings admitting to the murder and showing investigators where he got rid of Castro's body. Police were only able to recover severed legs in the White River.
The state of Arkansas has filed a lawsuit against 2 online gaming companies over allegations their services were a dangerous place for children. The Attorney General, Tim Griffin, announced that he filed the lawsuit on Monday against Roblox and Discord. Roblox, an online gaming platform, which has more than 140 million users every day, 40% are under 18. Now, Discord is a communication service with 200 million daily users, created to let gamers organize when playing. Griffin says that reports of child exploitation have grown exponentially on the platforms there over the past 5 years.
Roblox and Discord will be held accountable.
Now, Roblox has issued a statement in response, claiming it misrepresents how their platform works and says that the company takes swift action to remove bad actors. Well, over a dozen local animal shelters and rescue groups are teaming up to launch a mobile spay and neuter program. The Northwest Arkansas Animal Alliance will operate a mobile unit, bringing clinics to local communities. They plan to offer sliding scale prices for surgeries ranging from $0 to $25. The first clinics are set to open to the public in August. The executive director of Big Paws of the Ozarks says the initiative aims to address overpopulation of pets and offer affordable prices for families.
Well, now to a development in the investigation into the disappearance of NBC Today show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy. We're learning one of the notes believed to have been sent by Nancy Guthrie's kidnappers said she died shortly after her abduction. Reed Binion has more.
New revelations about the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of NBC Today show anchor Savannah Guthrie. According to law enforcement sources briefed on the investigation, a note sent to media outlets in February after Guthrie disappeared said she had died. It came after an earlier note demanding millions of dollars for ransom. Investigators believed both notes were legitimate communications from the person or people responsible for the kidnapping.
The first note, which comes from the same source as the second note, had certain details about the home.
According to law enforcement sources, in the second note, the kidnapper or kidnappers said they did not mean to kill Nancy Guthrie, but that she died shortly after being taken from her home near Tucson, Arizona.
Basically said, you're not going to hear from us again. You know, our business is done. Sorry it worked out this way.
At the time, the family responded with an emotional video on February 7th. The contents of the second note were known to CNN and a Tucson, Arizona television station's local news department that received both notes.
At the request of the FBI and at the request of the family, kept the contents of the note confidential.
Now, more than 20 weeks since Guthrie was reported missing on February 1st, the Pima County Sheriff's Department says the investigation remains active and ongoing. I'm Reed Binion reporting.